Today, we're setting out on an unforgettable road trip from Calgary to Drumheller, a journey that takes us from the edge of the city into wide open prairies, through quiet farming towns, and down into the heart of Alberta's Badlands. Starting in Legacy on Calgary's southern edge, we'll head north on McLeod Trail, connect with Stony Trail, and trade the city streets for peaceful country highways. Along the way, we'll pass through historic prairie communities where grain elevators once stood tall, before the land suddenly drops into a world unlike anywhere else, a rugged landscape of deep canyons, stripped rock formations, and towering hoodoos carved by time. We'll explore remnants of Alberta's coal mining past, walk across a swinging suspension bridge, and discover quirky landmarks tucked into the valley. From small town charm to world class dinosaur discoveries, this drive has it all: history, adventure, and some of the most breathtaking scenery Alberta has to offer. Buckle up. This is the Calgary to Drumheller road trip, and you won't want to miss a single stop. Our first stop is Irricana. Its name comes from the words irrigation canal, a reminder of how water-shaped settlements across Alberta's prairies. Founded in the early 1900s, Irricana grew as a railway and farming hub, serving the surrounding grain fields. Today, Irricana is a peaceful prairie town and just under 12,000 people, where life moves at a slower, friendly pace. Along Main Street, you'll find colorful murals celebrating the town's history, heritage, and prairie landscapes. Local shops and cafes give it a warming small town feel, and if you visit in the summer, you might catch one of the community events or parades that bring everyone together. It's the kind of place where neighbors still wave as you drive by, where you can stop and take in the open skies, and where you get the unmistakable sense of small town Alberta charm. Irricana may be quiet, but it's the perfect first taste of the prairie spirit on our journey east. Just down the highway is the village of Beiseker, a community that grew up around the Canadian Pacific Railway in the early 1900s. Like so many prairie towns, the railway was its lifeline, bringing settlers, supplies, and an outlet for the grain that farmers harvested from the surrounding fields. Today, Beiseker proudly celebrates its railway history. At the heart of town, you'll find the Beiseker Station Museum, housed inside the original 1910 depot, complete with historic artifacts, photographs, and stories of the pioneers who carved out a life here. Step inside, it feels like you've been transported back to the heyday of steam engines and small town prairie life. And of course, no visit is complete without admiring the old grain elevator that still stand tall along the tracks. These wooden sentinels once dotted the prairies by thousands, serving as collection points for the region's wheat before it was shipped across Canada. While many have vanished, the elevators in Beiseker remain as a powerful symbol of the role that both farming and railway played in shaping Alberta's identity. It's a quiet little stop, but for anyone who loves prairie history, Beiseker is a reminder of how closely agriculture and railroads were tied together in building this province. Leaving behind the rolling prairies, the land takes an unexpected turn. The flat horizon suddenly breaks apart and drops into one of Alberta's most striking natural wonders, Horseshoe Canyon. From above, it looks like the earth has cracked open, revealing a vast U-shaped valley that stretches nearly 3 kilometers across. This is our first true introduction to the Badlands, where layers of rock painted in shades of red, brown, and gray tell the story of millions of years of geological history. Erosion has sculpted stripped cliffs and rugged hoodoos, pillars of stone that stand like silent guardians of the canyon floor. Walking the trails here feels like stepping into another world. The dry air, sparse vegetation, and surreal formations make it easy to imagine dinosaurs roaming this very ground. Horseshoe Canyon isn't just about history, though. It's also a photographer's dream. The contrast between endless green prairies above and the rugged Badlands below is breathtaking, especially when lit by the golden glow of morning or evening sun. Whether you hike into the canyon or simply take in the view from the rim, It's a moment where the beauty and mystery of Alberta's Badlands truly come alive. Next, we head to East Cooley, home of the historic Atlas coal mine. This site once powered entire communities, from the roaring furnaces of Calgary to the trains crisscrossing the prairies. At its peak in the 1930s and 40s, the Atlas coal mine was one of the most productive coal mines in Canada, employing hundreds of men who worked long, dangerous shifts deep underground. Today, it's preserved as a National Historic Site, where you can step back into the gritty industrial past. The towering wooden tipple, the last wooden coal tipple standing in the country, looms like a ghost of the mining era, shrieking in the wind. Visitors can walk through the mine tunnels, tour the old machinery, and see the weathered buildings where miners once ate, changed clothes, and told their stories. And of course, the Atlas coal mine has a darker reputation too. Many visitors and staff claim it's haunted. Whispers in the tunnels, shadows moving in the corner of your eye, footsteps echoing when no one else is there. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the atmosphere here feels heavy with history. It's a reminder of the hardships, dangers, and sacrifices that shaped life in Alberta's Badlands. A short drive brings us to the Willow Creek Hoodoos, striking natural rock formation sculpted by thousands of years of wind and water erosion. Standing like stone sentinels, these mushroom-shaped pillars are some of the most iconic features of Alberta's Badlands. Their soft sandstone bases wear away much faster than the harder rock cap above, giving them their unusual, otherworldly shape. For generations, these hoodoos have held cultural significance for Indigenous people, who considered them sacred and believed they were inhabited by spirits. They served as both landmarks and places of spiritual connection in the vast prairie landscape. Today, they're one of the most photographed spots near Drumheller, but they're also incredibly fragile. Just a touch can hasten erosion that took centuries to form. That's why protective measures are in place, and the best way to experience them is to stick to the trail and admire them from a respectful distance. Standing here, surrounded by rugged cliffs and the silent desert-like valley, it feels like you've stepped into another world, one shaped not by people, but the patient hand of time itself. At Rosedale, we come to the Star Mine Suspension Bridge, one of Drumheller's most unique landmarks. Built in 1931, this 117-meter-long swinging footbridge was originally constructed for coal miners who needed a quick way to reach the Star Mine on the other side of the Red Deer River. Every day, hundreds of men would walk across this narrow structure, lunch pails in hand, heading for long shifts underground. Today, the mine is long gone, but the bridge remains, a living reminder of Drumheller's coal mining heritage. As you step onto the planks, you can feel the bridge sway gently under your feet, the Red Deer River flowing steadily below. Look out across the valley. You'll see the same rugged Badlands backdrop those miners saw nearly a century ago. It's both a scenic spot and a historic monument, a chance to literally walk in the footsteps of the people who helped build this region. For visitors, it's equal parts adventure and reflection, an Alberta landmark where history and landscape come together in one unforgettable crossing. From here, the road to Wayne is one of the quirkiest drives in all of Canada. In just 6 kilometers, you'll cross 11 narrow bridges as the road snakes its way through the Rosebud River Valley. Each bridge is a reminder of the 1920s coal mining boom, when this route was built to service the mines tucked into the surrounding hills. Today, the drive itself is a living piece of Alberta's history, blending rugged beauty with old-world charm. Wayne, once a booming coal town with thousands of miners, their families, and a bustling main street, was dwindled to fewer than 30 residents. Yet stepping into this tiny hamlet still feels like slipping back into Alberta Wild West. The centerpiece is the historic Rose Deer Hotel and its legendary Last Chance Saloon. With bullet holes in the wall, artifacts from the mining era, and a frontier-style bar, it's a must-stop for anyone passing through. And while Wayne may be small, once a year it transforms into something much bigger. Every summer, the Quiet Valley roars to life with Waynestock, a weekend-long music festival that brings together bands, campers, bikers, and road trippers from across the province. Tents and RVs fill the grounds, the sound of live music echoes off the canyon walls, and the Last Chance Saloon becomes the heart of the party. It's a celebration of music, community, and the spirit of the Badlands, proof that even the smallest town can throw the biggest parties. Before dinner, we couldn't miss Drumheller's most famous landmark, the world's largest dinosaur. Towering 26 meters into the sky, this bright green T-Rex watches over the town like a guardian of the Badlands. At more than 4 times the size of a real Tyrannosaurus rex, it's impossible to miss and has become a symbol of Drumheller itself. But this isn't just a statue, it's an experience. For a few dollars, you can climb the 106 steps inside, winding your way up through its belly and neck until you reach the viewing platform in its mouth. From there, you're treated to one of the most unique lookouts anywhere, a panoramic view of Drumheller framed between the dinosaur's giant teeth. It's quirky, larger than life, and pure Drumheller. Families love it. Travelers snap photos beneath it, and for a moment you can feel like a kid again, standing in the dinosaur capital of the world with the biggest T-Rex of them all towering above you. All that exploring worked up an appetite, and Whiff's Flapjack House in Drumheller is the perfect spot to refuel. This cozy, family-owned restaurant has been a staple in town for years, serving hearty breakfast, home-style comfort food, and of course, their famous flapjacks stacked high and golden brown. Step inside, and you're greeted by that warm small-town diner atmosphere. That kind of place where the coffee is always hot, the servers know half the customers by name, and travelers like us are welcome in like family. On this visit, we weren't the only ones stopping in after a long day. We met members of the Defenders of the Children Riding Club, a motorcycle group dedicated to protecting kids and raising awareness for children's rights. Their vests and bikes might look tough, but their mission is all heart. And while they were waiting for their food, they shared stories of their rides and the causes they support. It was one of those unexpected travel moments where good food, new friends, and local community spirit all come together. Whiffs isn't just about filling your stomach. It's a place that brings people together, whether you're a local, a road tripper, or part of a club that rides with purpose. Whiffs isn't just a restaurant, it's part of the Drumheller experience. After dinner, it's time for dinosaurs, and there's no better place than the world-famous Royal Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology, tucked right into the Drumheller Badlands. This museum is a true gateway to Alberta's prehistoric past. Inside, you'll find one of the largest displays of dinosaurs on Earth. Towering skeletons rise above you, from the ferocious Tyrannosaurus rex to the spiky Stegosaurus and the long-necked Camarasaurus. The exhibits take you on a journey through time, showing how life evolved over millions of years, with fossils that were discovered just steps away from where you're standing. It's not just about looking at bones. The museum is filled with interactive exhibits. You can peek into the fossil preparation lab, where paleontologists carefully uncover bones from ancient rock, or walk through life-size recreations that put you face to face with the creatures that once roamed these very valleys. For families, it's a chance to inspire young explorers with hands-on learning. And for travelers, it's a reminder that Drumheller isn't just a quirky town with dinosaurs on street corners. It's one of the most important paleontologist sites in the world. A visit here makes you feel like you've stepped into another era, where the Badlands were alive with giant reptiles, strange plants, and an ecosystem that's long vanished. Just down the road is one of Drumheller's most charming and unusual attractions, the Little Church. At first glance, it looked like something out of a storybook, a tiny white chapel with a steeple set against the backdrop of Alberta's Badlands. But step inside, and you'll find it's a fully functional place of worship, complete with stained glass windows, wooden pews, and even a pulpit, though it only seats 6 people at a time. The original Little Church was built in 1968 as a roadside courtesy and a quiet place for reflection. In the 1990s, it was lovingly rebuilt with the help of inmates from the Drumheller institution, adding to its unique history and connection to the community. Over the years, it's hosted weddings, prayer services, and countless photo ops for travelers. Today, it's become a must-see stop for anyone visiting Drumheller. Whether you come for the peaceful atmosphere, the quirky photo opportunity, or just to say you visited one of the smallest churches in the world, the Little Church always leaves an impression. Our next viewpoint is Horseshoe Canyon, a place with both history and mystery carved into its rugged cliffs. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, cattle rustlers used the steep gullies and hidden valleys to conceal stolen livestock. The twisting Badlands made it nearly impossible for lawmen to track them, earning the canyon its name. Today, it's one of Drumheller's most breathtaking lookouts. From the rim, the land drops dramatically into a maze of stripped rocks, hoodoos, and winding coulees. It's easy to imagine dinosaurs once roaming this very ground, as many fossils have been discovered in the surrounding area. If you venture down into the canyon, be prepared. The trails are steep, the terrain is rugged, and in the summer the heat can be intense. Bring water, sturdy shoes, and be ready for an adventure. Whether you stay at the viewpoint or hike below, Horseshoe Canyon offers some of the most dramatic and unforgettable scenery in all of Alberta's Badlands. Crossing the Red Deer River once again, we board the Bleriot Ferry, one of the last remaining cable-operated ferries in all of Alberta. This historic ferry has been carrying vehicles and passengers across the river since 1913, named after André Bleriot, brother of the famous French aviator Louis Bleriot. The ride itself is short, lasting only a few minutes, but it's a highlight of the trip. The ferry glides smoothly along its cables, powered by the river current, offering a unique and peaceful crossing you won't find on any typical bridge. Best of all, it's free to use, a true piece of living history that's still part of daily life for locals and travelers alike. As you stand on the deck, you're surrounded by the dramatic cliffs and layers of the Drumheller Badlands. It's an experience that feels both timeless and quintessentially Albertan, a reminder of how people once connected the prairies and valleys long before modern highways. Once across, the road opens up to the north side of the valley, where more spectacular viewpoints await. Our final major viewpoint is Orkney. Perched high above the winding Red Deer River, this lookout offers one of the most breathtaking panoramas in all of the Badlands. Standing here, the valley unfolds into layers of sandstone cliffs, green coulees, and the ribbon of water carving its way through the landscape. On a clear day, you can see for miles, the vast prairie stretch behind you, and the rugged Badlands opening up in front. It's easy to imagine how this view looked thousands of years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the region and the forces of nature were slowly shaping this dramatic terrain. Today, it's a peaceful spot where visitors linger to soak in the scenery, snap unforgettable photos, and reflect on the journey that brought them here. As the sun dips lower, the canyon walls glow with warm golden light, making Orkney the perfect grand finale before heading back toward Drumheller. We circle back into Drumheller, but our adventure isn't quite finished. For the perfect finale, we head once more to Horseshoe Canyon, this time to catch the sunset. As the sun sinks lower on the horizon, the shadows stretch across the valley floor, carving out even more depth and drama in the Badlands. The canyon walls, etched with millions of years of history, begin to glow in warm tones of red, orange, and gold, slowly fading into purples and deep blues as twilight settles in. It's quiet now, the day's visitors mostly gone, leaving only the sound of the wind moving across the prairie grasses. Standing at the rim, it feels as if time has slowed, a moment suspended between past and present, where the land tells stories of dinosaurs, miners, and the people who have called this place home. Watching the sun dip below the horizon, it's hard not to feel humbled by the vastness of it all. Truly, there's no better way to end a road trip through Alberta's Badlands than with a sunset at Horseshoe Canyon. And that wraps up our full road trip from Calgary to Drumheller, a drive that takes you from prairie towns rich in railway history, across scenic back roads, and straight into the heart of Alberta's Badlands. Along the way, we explored tiny towns, walked across historic bridges, wandered among ancient hoodoos, stepped into the past at a coal mine, and even crossed a river by ferry, before ending with a sunset over Horseshoe Canyon that feels like something out of another world. Road trips like this remind us that you don't always have to go far to find adventure. Sometimes the best stories are just a drive away. If you enjoy this journey, please give the video a like, share it with fellow travelers, and subscribe for more road trips across Canada. From mountain passes to ocean drives and everything in between, there's so much more we can't wait to share with you. Thanks for riding along. And until next time, keep your tank full, your playlist ready, and your eyes on the open road. We'll see you on the next drive.